What up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be going over some changes that I've been working on and made. The first change I want to go over is I went back to a single while loop uh, because it was not working with my battle system and going back and forth between not battling very well. So I went back to just conditional statements. The if playing is false, if self playing is true, and self battle um, and whatnot. And I'm also, in a future, I'm going to be adding a menu so we can choose what potions and stuff we want to use to heal. The second change that I was able to do was I kind of updated our title screen here. Instead of S, I went new game, and eventually I want to be able to load our progress, but that is still a work in progress. And then the final thing I was able to change is I added a second battle to this, and I added a few more walls to make sure we have to have some kind of objective before we collect the key. And I also put a background into our battle so it looks a little bit better. So, and the changes I'm going to do in this video is I want to add in a ladder like here. We start here. It looks like we're climbing down a ladder, and that's how we get into the mine. So let's go ahead and jump into the code. And to do this ladder, I think I want to go under game functions, and I want to make a whole new class with just the ladder. And I also brought in my potions class from my text RPG. It kind of goes over great. Um, I didn't have to change much so far, but we will kind of go over this later when we put this into our item menu. This is just basically the revives. If we have any great potions, mana potions, and etc., and a way to put them in there. But anyways, back to the ladder. So let's go class, and we're gonna call it ladder. And I do believe we do want this to be a Pygame sprite. So in the future, when I want to add collision of changing levels or in and out of the dungeon, it'll just be much easier to put collision on. And then the rectangle, of course, so it's easier to just load in general, and I don't have to type out a bunch of stuff over and over again. So we have to initiate everything with our init method. That this just comes built into Python. So we're gonna do self, and then it was I think X, Y, W, and H for rectangle. Yeah. And now we need to go pygame sprite. We also need to go init. We need to initiate that, and we need to go self. And then we need to go rectangle. This is just initiating the parent classes, so I don't have to type out all of that stuff over and over again. So we go X, Y, W, and H. And then that might be it for now. I might add in, like I said, in the future, I might add in like uh, identifiers and stuff so I know what room and a function that goes up and down. But I guess we do need a self.image. And then, of course, we're going to make that none. And then we still need a self dot rect, and this is going to be the Pygame rect. Oh, it was lowercase rect, and it's just self x self dot y self dot w, and self xy width and height. Okay, there we go. Now, just like normal, we have to make a load image, and this is just going to take self, and that's it. And if self.image is none, self.image is equal to pygame.load, .image.load, and then we're going to join, I put it in backgrounds, and I think I just called it ladder, right? Make sure, no, it's capital L. Okay, and then we're gonna want to convert our alpha, and I figured out that way I don't have to have a white background and I don't have to set that color key, and it just saves a little bit of typing. And I think that will be it for now. So we're gonna go a draw function, and this is going to need a self and then screen, and then screen.bullet. Oh yeah, whatever. Self.image, self.rect. Okay, but before we do that, we kind of got to load the image. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this, we have our rectangle, we have our image being loaded, and then a way to draw it on the screen. So now we just need an instance of it is ladder, just the X and the Y. For now, we're gonna just have it in the center of the screen. So width divided by 2, and then height divided by 2, and then I think I made this 16 by 48. Okay, so now to draw this on our screen, remember we need to come over here into our dungeon class, which handles all of the map in our dungeon right now, and we need the ladder in our starting room. So we can just go ahead and under this go no, we put it in game function dot ladder 1 dot draw, and this is just gonna take screen, oops. Okay, now this should be enough to at least see it on our screen when we go ahead and fire this up. Missing one rectangle. Oh, whoops. Because I forgot self. It needs to initiate itself first. There we go. One more try at this. That should be... There we go. And there it is. It's, I guess kind of tiny. Maybe we'll make that a little bit bigger. Oh my. But there is our ladder. It is indeed on screen. I don't know if I'm going to make it any bigger at the moment, but we did manage to go ahead and get our starting point on the screen. Now let's quickly change our starting point back to the beginning of the room. There, with that small little change, it should look like we are coming down our tiny little ladder. So there we go. We came down our ladder, and then we can move around, and we can still talk to this guy. Which is what I'm going to do next. Is I want to add a few more NPCs with different texts, and I did change that up as well. The way I am calling that now under our NPC class that we made in the other video, I changed the collision completely up, and now you see there's a new TXT, and up here I made a whole new class, or a new file, excuse me, that I'm going to be calling from. And instead of cluttering up my other players and monsters file with all these text box, I want to have, eventually I'm just going to have them all in this file, and then I will call them to the player in text, and then I will load them into the game functions, and the game functions into the levels, and then finally my levels into the game, and this is where it will run. That is kind of my structure I have set up. So now and then I will use the class identifier just like I did with the image to tie the text box to the image of the whichever miner I need it to be. So let's go ahead and make a few more miners. Let's just call this miner 2 is equal to NPC. Oops, this normal NPC. And this is going to be miner 2 for the name, the class. I cannot see. I guess for the class, he's just going to be. Maybe this is a village of paladins that's working here. I don't know. We will kind of work on that small little details later. Just for now, I'm going to use these as, I guess, placeholders just to get it up and going and to test it. So this will be 100. Not that they need hit points, but who knows? Maybe later on there can be like disasters and events that hurt NPCs, and I don't know. 100. Oh man, this guy was gonna be super strong. Let's just put ones for everything, I guess, for now, just to make sure all the everything is in there and it's happy. Okay, so wisdom is a 1, charisma is 1, mana is 1, experience is 1. All right, now the important parts, the X and the Y. So one of my texts is saying something about the skeletons being in the next room, so maybe we can make him towards the bottom of the screen and over. So first we need to have the width. So let's just say width, and then we'll, I don't know, the 60% of the screen. See what that seems. 0.6, that might be a little better. Times 6 would send it flying off the screen and we wouldn't even see it. And then the height, we want it towards the bottom. So we're going to say 90%. Let's say 80% of the height. And then what was it? 64 by 64. And then this guy is going to be 1. Okay. Now let's go back to our levels, and under room 2, let's go ahead and just draw in our miner, PM dot. And this is the great thing about classes, is that I don't have to I can reuse all of those functions and things will change because of my conditional statements. So we're gonna go ahead and put draw, and then we'll put this screen, and then PM dot Josh. Okay, that should be enough to get him there. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. We might also have to switch up the text boxes a little bit. So let's just go see. There's our second miner. Yeah, see, so if I come from him from this way, I guess that'll be okay, I guess. See, he says these skeletons were not here before, and he's a little bit confused. So that is good. I don't know. I might switch up that text box because you're going to be coming up from this way. So let's go ahead and do that really fast. And that is pretty simple. So instead of top right, we just want to switch this back to left. So it's coming from the top left instead of the top right. And maybe we're going to do the player.x plus 64 so it doesn't load in the exact same x coordinate as, and then just cover up the player. So let's check to see if that's working, and there we go. Okay, so he's saying that these skeletons weren't here before. That's good. And then I want to put one more character in here. Ooh, I'm gonna have to figure something out really fast. Okay, I'm back. I figured out what I wanted to do. I figured out two solutions. So the first one is I'm just going to copy and paste this, and I can reuse the picture by just changing the identify number. Whoops, I don't want that. And the other one is I needed to create a new picture to put under that new identify number. So we're gonna go ident2, and then instead of miner guy, we're gonna go miner gal1, and she is not going to need this color key. And now we can come back under our collision right here, and we need to go elif self.ident is equal to 2. You want to go text, and then I'm going to do miner 3. And now we need to go ahead and put her. Wait, did we make a class for her yet? No, we did not. So before we do that, we need to go miner 3 is equal to npc and is our miner. No, we're not going to retype all that out again. That was kind of a lot. So, and then we'll just put miner 3, and her ident is 2. Okay, and we kind of want her in that same spot, but we're going to put her in, once again, the first room. And then screen player, oh, screen, and then pm.josh. Okay, let's go ahead and load this. Okay, she's there. She got a black box around her, but let's go ahead and look at that really fast. Under NPCs, I wonder if it's convert alpha that I need. There we go. Let's go ahead and try that again. There we go. That looks a lot better. And so she is saying, why are these doors locked? Because they didn't used to be locked. And her text box should also be coming from the other side. So let's go top left and then plus 64. Plus 64. Okay, let's save that and run this one more time. Oh, did I totally type that in wrong? Oh, that's funny. Let's go plus 64. Okay, try this one more time. Okay, and there we go. That looks much better. And she's asking, why are these doors locked? And there is one last thing I guess I just remembered that I changed off video that I wanted to show. We have a stat screen now. If I press the C button on my keyboard, it brings up my little character stat screen. It tells me my level, my class, my maximum hit points and maximum mana, along with everything. So this is going to be part of my level ups, and hopefully I will be able to add a few more party members as I go. Um, so I'm learning and growing, and this is getting exciting. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.